All right. Hi, friends and family of St. Peter's. This is Martha, and I am making a little video today to tell you or show you how we make blondies in our house. Blondies are a big hit. They're super easy, and you can really use a lot of stuff in your home to just kind of mix it up and make something really fun. So that's what we're gonna do today. I do have my sous chef here today with me. His name is St. Peter, coincidentally. And also, this is the test run of an idea that I have for an Instagram cooking show called It's Good Enough. And that is because sometimes when people cook and bake or they watch beautiful shows like Ina Garten and Martha Stewart, it's really fun to watch, but you think there is no way in HE double hockey sticks that I'm going to be able to do all that stuff or source all that raw organic cacao beans from Brazil. And actually you can just make some really, really delicious fun things with what you have in the house or what you can find at the local Hannaford's, and it's good enough and it's delicious. So let's go ahead and start. So let me just go through the ingredients that you need, the basic ingredients that you need for blondies. So you need 1 stick of butter because butter makes everything better. You need 1 egg. This is kosher salt that we keep in this super fancy Talenti gelato plastic container. This is pure vanilla syrup, vanilla extract, and this is one of those things. Pure vanilla extract is a little pricey. You definitely do not want to get the imitation vanilla extract. It tastes disgusting. This is brown sugar in this fancy bag here, and this is flour. And I think for the basic ingredients, this is basically what you need in these proportions. So we're gonna go ahead and start cooking. First thing, you wanna put your oven to 350. So let's go ahead and do that. And that will preheat pretty quickly. And then you have an option here. So stick of butter, you can have softened at room temperature, and you can start with that, or you can use browned butter. If you've never had brown butter in your baked goods, you're really missing out because it just makes this like really deep, complex, nutty, yummy, delicious flavor. So you're gonna wanna put it kind of a medium lowish heat. And one of the tricks with brown butter is that you do have to be patient with it. You don't want to scorch it to melt it or brown it because it can burn pretty quickly. Like within the course of about 20 seconds, it can go from exactly where you want it to completely burnt and gross. It's probably going to take between 5 and 7 minutes, depending on how quickly you're doing it, even though we will deal with the mix-ins later. I am gonna ask my dear sweet child off camera what kind of mix-ins she would like from just basically what we've scrounged from what we have in the house, and then I'll put my sugar in based on that. So, oh, dear sweet Sophia, the options that we have here are pretzels that are filled with peanut butter from Trader Joe's. They're most delicious if you've never had them. Peanut butter, hazelnut chocolate spread, raspberry jam, semi-sweet chocolate chips, very standard, Heath English toffee bits, dark chocolate chips. We have pistachios, walnuts, or almonds. And if we choose any of the nut options, we will go ahead and toast those up just to give them some extra flavor. So Sophia, you did take a look at these before. What were the things that you had chosen that you thought might be good in the blondies tonight?
The Heath chips and the dark chocolate chips and the peanut butter pencil.
Ooh, girl after my own heart. That is definitely my progeny. So these are fairly sweet, so I'm actually going to drop the sugar a little bit because I don't want to have it sickeningly sweet. So what we'll do is, instead of a cup, I'll actually put 3/4 of a cup. You want to just take it out here, pack it in like that, and drop it into your bowl. And there's our oven. And we should probably check our butter too. When I'm swirling around, you can start to see that there are these little brown bits that are collecting around the edges. And that is on its way to delicious brown butter. Let's go ahead and chop up these pretzels. We're just gonna go ahead. We don't wanna go too crazy. We don't wanna make pretzel dust. yeah, I'm making a gigantic mess. There we go. So you can see through the cup a little bit what the color looks like. There will be these kind of little burnty deposits on the bottom. Do not be afraid of those. Those are actually what makes everything even more delicious. So we're gonna pour it in here. Here it is. I'm gonna get everything out with my tiny pig spatula. Everyone needs one of those. Here we go. I'm awesome at breaking eggs. We'll mix that egg in there. Real good. A half a teaspoon of salt. You can use whatever kind of salt you like. I always use kosher salt when I'm baking. And it's not like a fancy thing. It's just that I use kosher salt when I'm cooking. I just use kosher salt, so I might as well. I'm not gonna buy something separate unless I feel like being super fancy. Okay, so this is 1 teaspoon. Ta-da! And then the final thing is just a cup of unbleached all-purpose flour. So I usually just do the dip and the sweep. I'll get us. How you doing, St. Peter? Okay, he's good. He's happy. He thinks everything's going swimmingly. And then we're gonna go ahead and put the mix-ins. The proportions are basically whatever you want. So dark chocolate chips, I love dark chocolate chips. My health coach says dark chocolate is very healthy for you, so bottoms up. English toffee bits. So I was just gonna put it in my hand, which is what I would do normally when I'm not doing a fake cooking show. So I'm gonna do that anyway, actually. So I don't know, I feel like probably about a handful is okay. Maybe a little bit more. That seems about right. So let's go ahead and mix that up. Now, we do wanna put a little bit of greasing on the bottom, and you can use whatever you want. What I'm actually gonna use today is just a tiny bit of vegetable oil. Take a paper towel, wipe it around there. You're basically wiping most of the excess off. You just want it to be like a sheen inside there. So let's drop this guy in here. Now, this is probably the hardest part of the whole thing. It's holding this gigantic bowl while getting the batter out. I'm gonna drop it. So there we go. That's the mix-ins that we have. And then we have this delicious pretzel streusel. So I am gonna just kind of do this, sprinkle it over the top. All right, that's it. So you are gonna wanna put this in a preheated oven at 350 for between 20 and 25 minutes. Off it goes. All right, my little baby, we'll be back in 20 minutes. Don't put your babies in the oven. Okay, so that means that we should be pretty close to done, if not done. So let's take a quick peek in here. Oh, that looks pretty good. So one thing that you do not want to do with blondies is overcook them, because there's a lot you can do to kind of save the sinking ship if they're a little underdone, but if they're overdone, there's pretty much nothing you can do. So we're gonna go ahead and take them out. They're looking pretty good around the edges here, and just because of the kind of pan that we have, they actually are gonna cook quicker around the edges than in the middle. So we're gonna let it sit here for a little while. Ideally, you would let it cool off for 10 to 15 minutes before you wanted to get it out of the pan and then cut it up into whatever size pieces, or not cut it up at all, just take it. But we are not gonna wait the 10 minutes, which is also an option. So what you can do is you can invite your friends and your family and whoever would like, just to come straight over to the pan with a spoon, and everyone grab a bite and try it straight out of the oven. That's also very fun as well. All right, so Sophia, come on in.
Tiny T-Rex in the house!
We are just all... we are... We're all out in our full weird glory. All right, everybody grab a spoon.
Yeah, this is amazing.
And don't touch the pan because it's very hot, or I will go ahead and touch the pan here with this just to keep it.
Actually, go up it.
Everybody go ahead and just
So good.
grab a bite here.
Totally steaming.
Yeah.
Oh, it's hot.
So
Yeah, it is.
you can see it's a little goopy on the inside. Whoa! Which is okay. And also, if it's too goopy for you, then you can go ahead and put it back in the oven for a couple of minutes. Alternatively, you can take it, which is what we did with the raspberry jam ones that ended up being too goopy. Let them cool down. I cut them into little slices and put them in the freezer, and then we just eat them out of the freezer, and they're actually delicious. So,
Oh,
so hot. And just as a final word for you, St. Peter would like to tell you something. He would like to say, can you smell what the rock is cooking?
Can you smell what the rock is cooking?
And then maybe we'll make some jokes, or I don't know. What do you guys want to talk about? What do you want to gab about while the butter is going? Oh, so one thing I do want to show you here is this lovely shirt that I have on. It says, always be yourself unless you can be Legolas, then always be Legolas. And I won this shirt at St. Peter's Hobbit Week from asking Gandalf a question about dating Legolas. It was just, and I actually did ask Christina. I was like, did you set that up for me to get that shirt? And she was like, no, I really didn't. So then I say Jesus just wanted me to have this shirt and possibly marry Legolas, but we'll find out about that later on. So St. Peter the sous chef wanted you to know that we take his job very seriously here in this house. And how do we know that we take his job very seriously? Because he has his very own frying pan. This is St. Peter's sous chef frying pan. He does a lot of shaking of the nuts and stuff when we toast the nuts. He's very good at that. So he just wanted to share that with you because he felt like he wasn't really doing much during this episode, but he does help out a lot. His sous chefness is really important to everything we cook in this house.